Here we have Rebecca's swim. So you can see that your one arm goes through while you're breathing. The other arm stays nicely where it belongs. So we're just losing that one stroke when breathing. Hips are moving nicely. Body's nice and horizontal here. Legs are coming up where they belong. Above the water here. Head's high on breathing, so we're looking for one goggle out, one goggle in. Arms are starting to come along nicely. And you notice you just kind of pull that elbow back across the body when you go to breathe. That's going to cause over rotation. So you just want to keep it wide, just swing it away from you. And Rebecca number 2 here. Okay, arms going out in front of you and not pausing, so you're pulling all the way through. We want to leave that one arm out there till the other one's ready to enter. Hips are moving nicely. Body's horizontal, head's a little high, that's why the legs are starting to trail here. So and as you breathe, then everything starts to drop even further. So above the water here, hips are moving nicely. Arms are coming over, head comes up. Okay, arms get back into position here. And your head ends up high. So after the breath, you're starting to go high in the head there. So here the head comes up. And the legs drop. Here we have Corey. Hands are starting to go into a nicer position. I want you to leave them there and wait for the next one to come through. So here your ribs have popped forward. That's a lower back arch. So we just need to try and get those legs up behind us and keep that core engaged. That's going to help you stay more streamlined. So above the water here. Head's in a better position, so it could be just a little lower. Arms are doing more of the swim here than the hips. So if you start to get either on one side or the other, you're going to have a lot more time and relaxation in between strokes. Here we have Ron. Arms staying out nicely. And then on breathing, it pulls through. So hips moving nicely. Legs are in a much better position than they have been, nice and tight. Just every once in a while you see that you kick from the knee down. Okay, and above the water here, nice and low on breathing. But you see that far arm lays down into the water and your elbow splashes in first. So you want to go in earlier. So you should be entering earlier and closer to your body here and reaching in and lower. Here we have Kim. Nice hand position, nice and relaxed. Hips over rotate on breathing. And arm drops on breathing. So just a few breathing related balance things. Above the water here, arms nice, head's a little high on breathing. And Susie. So here, hips are moving nicely. Head's in a nice position. Okay, look at the way you're catching here. So you're hooking from the hand. And then once it starts to pull back, you kind of let go with the hand. So you kind of get that little S pull going. So I want you to start thinking about hooking the water from your elbow instead of your wrist. Arms looking nice and relaxed above the water here. This is nice. Nice and low on breathing. And from behind, this is Kim. Arms exit and enter in a nice straight line, so we're seeing that your arms track straight here. And from the front, arms are into a nice position. Hips are moving just the right amount, except here on breathing, you just go a little too far. So this is Susie. Arms moving nice and straight there. Okay, so here I want you to watch your right arm. It's going to go in, nice and straight here. On your breath, you move your hand to the center, and then out. So here and down. Corey. So here we see a lot of head and shoulders above here. So shoulders are doing more of a swim than the hips. So you're a little high in the front and a little low in the legs. So from the front, when we're looking, we should see everything line up chest depth here, and we can see the hips down to the knees and the ankles here. So you're pushing a lot of water coming back. Just need to lower those hands and keep that head low, and those legs should come up. Here we have Ron. So here you can see that the arms go a little too far forward, and we see that elbow come down. And here things are lining up, getting the hip moving, and a little bit out of balance there. So when we see the legs come out to the side, you've rotated too far. Here we have Rebecca. Head's a little high on breathing, and that elbow kind of pulls back. Otherwise, this arm's tracking nicely. And then when you're not breathing, you've got a nice distance here. And from the front. So here we can see your legs kicking low, and we're getting a little bit of hip action from side to side, so that bend in the body is causing a real shift there. And Rebecca too. Here we see hands disappearing in front of the head. So this just means that you're not entering in front of the shoulder, you're still aiming in front of the head. And from the front, we can see that the hands come to the front of the head. So we just want to keep those wide. You want to enter in front of the shoulder here. Hips are moving nicely, and legs are coming in nice behind you. So balance looks pretty good. Just need to get those hands wider.